Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And I'm overworked.
And we're the Nerdy Bros.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's been having a good week. And yeah, Tito, how's your week actually going?
It has not been going too terrible besides my crippling by my crippling depression and anxiety. But
Again? I thought you said that was one time you weren't gonna do it anymore.
no, I said it. I think I feel like I've mentioned it a couple times. I don't know, but no, work's been kind of hectic. It's I'm tired all the time, and I'm trying to stay awake,
Especially when you don't wake up in time for work.
Yeah, that was not good.
I guarantee you would have kept sleeping if I didn't walk
I
in and wake
probably
you up.
would have, like I said.
It's like, holy hell, dude.
Depression. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. I did get a couple comments on it from work.
Regrets.
No, it's
What does he say?
no, it's
Say depression.
do. Mistake.
Yeah, well, regrets, mistakes, same thing.
No, I got a couple comments on the episode from last week. People did enjoy the stuff we talked about with the Pokeathon. I had a buddy from work, Kobe, talked about how he had never thought to play one of the Pokemon games as all one type. So it was pretty cool. And as I always say, I love hearing back from anybody that listens. Just get any type of feedback. It's nice to know that you guys are enjoying the episode. So that was pretty cool. Shout out to Kobe for that.
Nice. Did you, so I combed through that, like I recorded us playing for like an hour and 20 minutes or whatever, when there wasn't a whole bunch of, funny. A bunch of funny stuff happened before I hit record. A bunch of funny stuff happened after I stopped recording.
Yeah.
There was only a few funny things that happened. I just clipped that one. I was just looking for, I'm like, man, I'm going to have to watch this entire thing. And I just got lucky that I was just like, just scrolling through. And at one point, like Megan says something about like, man, they need to get better. And then I was like,
she's
oh,
like,
man,
my execute needs more accuracy or something.
yeah. But I was waiting for her. She said that at like 5 minutes earlier, but it wasn't when I told the joke.
Oh.
So I was just like, I hope it's coming soon. And then, yeah, I ended up finding it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like that? I clipped it, edited it, and put that shit on fucking Instagram.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Yes, it was really funny.
But yeah, no. So that's all.
Go ahead, check that out. Nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram.
Yeah, that was always cool though. Anyways, guys, as we do normally here on the podcast, we like to start everything off with Junior's hot take, and this is the part of the episode where I ask Junior about something new and upcoming and get his hot take, his hot opinion on it, and see what's going on inside of that nerdy head of his. And Junior, the new trailer finally dropped for Venom 2. There Will Be Carnage. Have you checked it out?
You were about to say for the Carnage movie, weren't you?
I was about to say for the Carnage movie.
I was like,
I corrected. I mean, technically, I'm
like
pretty sure no one
dramatic pause there.
I don't think anyone would have faulted me for saying the Carnage movie. But anyways, have you checked it out?
Yes, I have.
And are you excited?
Yeah, I didn't hate the first Venom movie, but I wasn't the big. I mean, honestly, it was probably the cool. Well, we've only really seen one other version of Venom in the Spider-Man 3. Which I didn't really hate that either, except for Peter Parker Venom.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, no, I don't think anyone was really a fan of that.
But
some people love it because it was so
Peter
cringy.
Parker.
Yeah, emo Peter Parker and his weirdo dance moves.
Yeah, but I didn't really hate. I didn't hate the way that like Venom looked, except for the fact that, as you've pointed out, Eddie Brock is a buff guy and Eric Foreman is a skinny little bitch.
Yeah, it was such a. And I love Eric Foreman or whatever his real name is. Topher Grace. I'm surprised you called him Eric Foreman and not Topher Grace. Yeah, I love him. I've seen him in other stuff. He was awesome in the Klansman. No, it's the Black Klansman. That's what it's called. Yeah, he was what the wizard.
He plays David Duke.
Yeah, the High Wizard. Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
Something
Imperial
like that.
Dragons.
Oh, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Some Dungeons and Dragons shit.
Yeah. So, anyways, he was awesome in that. He's been good in other stuff too, especially that 70s show. But yeah, having him, it's not that he's a bad actor. It just ends up being like the look was just weird for me. And they technically did Venom more correctly in Spider-Man 3 than they really did in the Venom movie. I mean, they still went off the fact that it's a symbiote, which is still true to what Venom is. And I mean, you have all the other symbiotes. Like if you're into the comic lore and everything that happens with them, I mean, there's literally dozens of different types of symbiotes, some main ones and then some offsprings, some actually really cool ones, even this badass one that's like an anti-venom. Again, I like that they kind of, it kind of lets you see that there's an incorporation of a bunch of other ones. What was the villain in the first one? His name was Riot or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, or Rampage.
It's either Riot or Rampage. Either way, though, so that was a cool take on it, and obviously that they were introducing more of the symbiotes. But obviously, like everyone knows, even people that aren't super into comic lore know that the original symbiote attaches itself onto Spider-Man and then attaches himself to, whether it was Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson, and then you get why Venom also has kind of like spider powers or stuff like that. So that was the only thing that they kind of had to play around with. And it's still like unsure, like there's rumors that Venom might eventually be a part of the Marvel Universe, or like what's going on with that.
I don't even remember. Is he also part of Sony? I don't think so, right?
I don't
Because
remember.
if he was, then Peter Parker, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, could be in it because they're both Sony.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if the Venom movie was produced by Sony or if it was produced by somebody else. But anyway, like I was saying, I didn't like hate it, and I understand that this could be a different take on Venom. Like he's kind of like the anti-hero stuff, but I kind of, he's like Spider-Man. Like he's like one of, if not Spider-Man's biggest like villain, arch enemy, like besides Green Goblin. It's like those two. So, but with that being said, putting that aside, I am excited for this, and if for no other reason that it's Woody Harrelson that's playing, that's going to be Carnage.
Yeah, I am pretty excited for that too.
So that is probably going to be awesome because Woody Harrelson is he's really good. I've seen him in other roles where he plays like crazy people, and like this is literally like right up his alley. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That is fantastic to hear. So yeah, all right, cool. Moving things right along, we come to our fan favorite segment known as
Anime is an important part of our culture.
And for this week's segment, nothing really new and exciting per se, obviously, than the normal anime stuff in our anime world has really come out, so to speak. I haven't seen too much information on a lot of the stuff that I necessarily keep up with. I do want to say, I know a while ago you had kind of started this crusade to watch all the Disney movies that have ever been made. I don't know where you're at with that, but
I'm still on James and the Giant Peach, which I started and just paused it.
I do eventually want to get to a point where I watch some of the really big Studio Ghibli movies that I haven't watched before, and I don't know if I just want to use that for a segment, or maybe we might do a whole episode on it. I have seen a couple of the big name ones, but I do want to see some of the other ones.
I haven't seen any of them, so
some of them are pretty awesome.
I guess is Kiki's Delivery Service.
I think that is Studio Ghibli.
Okay, so then I've seen that one.
I've seen like I think 3 or 4 in total, but there's some like big ones that I haven't, like Howl's Moving Castle or Princess Mononoke I haven't seen yet, and like I actually really want to see them, like not just for the podcast, but just for myself. Like I've been meaning to, but just haven't found time to yet. I have seen some Netflix original animes that have recently come out, but I figure I'll just talk about that once we get to the next part of the podcast. Beyond that, I've just been, keeping up to date with everything. If anyone is looking for anything new to watch, I still do definitely recommend Tokyo Revengers. That has been pretty sweet. I love the concept of it so far, and I'd really like to see where that's going to take me. Oh, one thing I definitely did finally do. I finished The Promised Neverland. I can't believe I was about to forget to say that. They did. They wrapped it up.
So it's over?
So it's over. It was 2 seasons, and they wrapped it up at the end. And it was... I now wholeheartedly want to read the manga because it was... I I think it was like a sprint to the finish. Like unless if like I'm not if the manga's also already done, I need to check to see like what some of the final chapters end up looking like, because they essentially solved a problem and then they talked about wanting to solve another problem, and I thought that you were going to get to see that problem unfold, and instead you don't get to see it unfold. Like it's almost like a tiny little montage of clips.
But they tell you like it got fixed, but they don't.
They don't. I mean, you assume it gets fixed, but you don't actually get to see any of it. So like it was almost set up that you could totally have a whole nother season coming, and instead they just kind of they wrapped it up in a neat little bow. Like you get, I would say, like a wholesome ending, but I can 100% totally understand why like the manga readers could be extremely pissed off about this.
Okay, so here's my question to you.
Lay it on me.
You have read some manga, right?
I have read some manga. Like
Okay.
I've read the final arc of Bleach. I used to read and keep up with One Piece, and eventually I kind of stopped.
Well, that's perfect, because but you're not really going to be able to speak to it with Bleach, but with One Piece then.
Okay.
One manga book, right?
Like a chapter.
Yeah, or whatever. You know how we go into the story and you'll see it'll be like One Piece 1, 2, and then whatever. What is one book equivalent to in episodes?
I would probably say anywhere between 4 to 6 episodes.
Okay.
I would definitely say like one book is probably equivalent to 4 to 6 episodes.
So then you think that season 1 of, because The Promised Neverland was what, 12 episodes?
Yes.
So you think that you're going to be able to, it's either going to be 2 or 3 books for season 1, and then I don't know how many episodes season 2 is. But so basically I'm saying, do you think that 10 books max and that's all that will be out?
No, like I'm pretty sure the last time we were at BAM, this really cool store.
Books A Million.
Yeah, Books A Million. Oh, is that what it stands for?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Books A Million, BAM. It's this bookstore that we always visit whenever we hit up the mall. They're like on chapter or like book like I think like 18 I've seen. So
then
I haven't
probably definitely like wrapped up.
What was it like one of the covers to one of the books? I'm pretty sure is like Ray and Emma are both holding like machine guns, and you don't ever get to see them hold guns in the anime. So I definitely feel like there's stuff that was completely either taken out or again just moved over. So
yeah, people were pissed off about them really changing the story from the manga then.
Yes. So
okay.
Well, but I like now I don't know if because I know I said that I wanted to research what the main differences are, but now part of me is just like maybe instead I'll just read the manga.
I mean, you've been doing that with
Invincible,
yeah.
But like no, I haven't
awesome.
heard anyone like get pissed at the TV show. Like the TV show's been applauded for what it did. There have been subtle differences, but there hasn't been, I would say, like major changes. Like nothing immense that like has changed the story. Let's be honest.
I think the only people who are really going to get upset about the changes are probably white people.
Oh, why? Just because of like...
Because the characters that have been changed to be other races other than what they are in the comics.
Well, they only changed like Amber in the comics is white, and then they
changed her from white to black. They're just being more inclusive. They changed her from being white to black. They made his best friend gay, who's not gay in the comics.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, unless later in the series he comes out as gay, and they just decided to do that quickly. But like I said, yeah, there's been no major changes that like affects...
And genders have been switched.
Yeah. Was it Shrinking Ray is a dude in the comic, and in the show it's a girl.
And also the Green Ghost.
Yeah. But I mean, Green Ghost dies right away, so...
Well, Jesus, that's a pretty big spoiler.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It happens right at the beginning of the show, at the end of the first episode.
That's the end of the first episode, dude. That is a fucking big spoiler. No, that was a big-ass spoiler.
Watch the first episode, guys. You'll be fine.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. So, but like I said, I've been happy with that though. I can't wait to see what the show does, and I like how, again, in the comics have just kind of like rearranged where stuff was in the show, and to me, the way like I've seen the show, it's been a little more fluid. So I definitely have loved that more about the show, and obviously and this is just always going to happen. No one is ever going to argue that a fight scene is better in a comic or a manga or a graphic novel than it is when it's, like live action or animated. Like it just looks better. There's way more stuff that you can do. I mean, you could probably try to make fight scenes like crazy in, books, but there would be so many panels and pages just dedicated to the fight.
It would be an entire that entire comic book. That one issue would be the entire fight.
Just a fight
you'd
scene.
Be like, this is dumb.
Or just like go back to flip books, or just like you'd have to sell like a separate book. Like, all right, are you on page 59? All right, now switch to your flip book and quickly flip.
That's a pretty good idea, though. I don't think anybody's done that, but that's a pretty good idea. Stamp that right now. That's our fucking idea. You can't fucking do it. That's our idea. Patent pending, motherfuckers.
I finally did that. Like I said, I haven't started any new anime, so James, don't come at me. Escryad is the next anime that I will be starting beyond, just keeping up with keeping up with what I already watched.
Okay, so real quick. The TikTok girl that I told you about, the one that's from like Kentucky and says the anime
the names
in her accent.
Yeah.
Her name is Shay. I didn't prepare for this. I didn't I didn't pull up like her fucking TikTok name. I'm sorry.
No, some of them we are prepared for.
Yeah.
Most of the time,
but anyway,
we like to wing it.
Her name is Shay. Okay, so she also does Twitch, and I was watching her Twitch live stream yesterday, and there wasn't a bunch of people in there. There was maybe like 8 people in the chat. So the chat was pretty active. So, she was able to read stuff and I was able to talk to some of the other people.
Cool. Did you name drop us?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, cool, Junior.
So,
way to go.
So this is what I did. No, that's not cool. You're promoting yourself on somebody else's platform. That's screwed up. Unless you ask for permission.
Oh yeah, you could have asked for permission.
Yeah. But anyway, I didn't do that. But I'm getting to it. I'm getting to that, bitch. So what I did do was I started asking people, because she loves anime. So I was like, oh, what's your favorite anime? What kind of stuff? What do you recommend? Something, whatever. One of the guys said this anime called Wolf's Rain. Have you ever heard of that anime?
I have not heard of Wolf's Rain.
I had also not heard of it, but they both swore on it. The guy that mentioned it, and then Shay did, that it's really good. And I think he said it's only like 12 to 20 episodes or something. He couldn't exactly remember. So
couldn't exactly remember between 12 and 20.
Yeah, he was like, it's short though, because I was like, any good short animes.
Oh, okay.
So that's on my list now, because wolves are my favorite animal, and also I just like happen to look it up, and it's on Funimation. So I'm like, cool. I'll just sit down and knock that motherfucker out. Also been watching Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah, you have been. You're getting close to finishing up what they got out now. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, segment over.
Perfect. All right.
Tito.
Me. That's me, guys.
What have you been watching, doing, playing?
Oh, so much, Abed. So much. I have been playing a lot of stuff. I have watched a bunch of shite, and I am ready to download everything that I have watched and done and been doing. Game-wise, Resi 8 is out. I have been playing the shit out of Village, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of funny. When I went to pick it up last week, while I was talking to our friends Ian and then his store buddy who also works with them, Tungate there, what were their favorite Resis or what they thought of it, or how, because Tungate is a really big Resident Evil fan. It's like his favorite franchise. He told me his favorite one was Resident Evil 2, and then we talked a little about Biohazard and how we both liked it. And I loved Biohazard, but there was if I had one concern about it, it was just that the kind of like bad guys that you had to fight that were just kind of roaming around were always the same thing. They were just like these blobs of like moldy goop, and I got kind of like annoyed with them. Beyond, fighting the family, which was the Bakers, which was pretty badass, I just got annoyed at the same enemy over and over again. And he started kind of laughing to himself. So he's like, all right, well, then you'll have fun with this one. Because that's what I kind of wanted, a more variety of enemies beyond just, the bosses that you fight. Mm-hmm. So, but it's been fantastic. It's been a little crazy, but it has been pretty cool. Kind of picking up like old or different items and then going back, trying to collect as much stuff as I can, upgrading the guns. Oh my God, the pistol right away at the beginning sucks. And I feel like you have to find like a full clip or a full magazine every single time. And you have to empty it into the early enemies that are kind of basically just like lichens. So that was annoying until I finally got some upgrades or I got the shotty. What is it? I think I fought like 2 big bosses, and then there was one kind of big boss that you fought, but it's more of like a puzzle sequence. Oh my God, fuck that too. One of the like kind of main bosses that is eventually supposed to take you to the main big boss, or I'm assuming the main big bad, is this creepy doll maker. And
I've heard about the dollhouse.
Fuck that. Like, first of all, in most games like this, like you and I are both pretty good about like wanting to explore.
Being bitches.
Well, no, not that. I mean, besides being afraid, I haven't
a big bitch.
I haven't screamed, but there have definitely been some jump scares.
You've been doing that scream singing. I've heard you.
That scream singing. Oh,
I've heard you.
No, so like we like to kind of cover every inch of like, especially when we're exploring stuff to make sure that we don't miss anything. And I went into the dollhouse, fully expecting to like just find like enemies or, other stuff. And I'm looking in every single room when you first get in there, and there's literally like nothing. There's nothing to find. You're just supposed to continue on. And then eventually it just ends up being like a giant puzzle that you have to figure out before you kind of end up getting through the end of it. But you get all of your equipment taken away from you right when you find like the big bad there, which is extremely annoying because it's just nothing but your wit that you have left to kind of figure out everything. And it was terrifying. I did not like it at all. I hate creepy little dolls or creepy little children are like huge freaking fears of mine, especially in video games. But yeah, so I've been playing that. I'm still trying to finish that up. I recently also picked up Hades, which was I kept seeing a bunch of people online talking about it, saying how it was like a lot of fun. And so I picked that up. It was strictly for the Switch right now or for PC, which finally, because I was really looking for a game to play on the Switch, because if it's offered for the PlayStation also, I'll pick it up for the PlayStation because I want the trophies. And so I picked up Hades.
Hunters.
Yeah, Trophy Hunters. I picked up Hades, and for me, it's the first of its kind. I don't know if there's ever been any other games like this. I'm not sure how well you would like it. I feel like maybe you might get annoyed of it, but it was pretty cool to me. So right away at the beginning of the game, you start off trying to, the point is you're Hades' kid. You're the prince of the underworld, and you're trying to get out of there. So what it is you're in a room. It might be small or big, and there's just enemies to defeat in the room. So you defeat all the enemies, and then there'll be like either 2 or just one way to get out of the room. And you can choose which path you take, and each path, it kind of lets you know, like when you exit through the door, what your prize will be like after completing the next room that you go into. Mm-hmm. And the prize varies from like coins, there's like dark blood, there's abilities or weapon upgrades, and you essentially, or like health upgrades. You're essentially just making your character better and stronger as you progress through.
Have you been playing a lot of it?
Not like a lot of it.
How far into it? How many hours have you put into it?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Oh shit. Well, that's significant.
Oh,
because I'm interested in at least watching.
Oh, okay.
But on the TV. So I'd want you to like set it up on the TV, and then I'll watch you play.
So here's the thing with it. So the combat's pretty fluid. It's pretty cool, and then like depending on the abilities that you get, like your character maneuvers and uses different fighting techniques. The issue is when you die, you end up, like I said, the very first time, as soon as you start playing, you're immediately in the dungeon trying to get out. When you die, you end up at like kind of like the hub of the game. And you're essentially kind of like, not just your room, but it's like, you'll see Hades sitting at a desk kind of telling you like you're a fool for trying to leave. You'll see a couple other characters that you can talk to, like Achilles is down there, or one of the Furies is down there. and so you talk to them, and eventually you can end up leaving out this. I think it's like either a door or a window that you just jump out of to eventually start like from floor 1 again, and that's what it is. You can upgrade your character in your room with certain other things that stay with you, but every single time you die, you have to restart upgrading whatever weapon you're using, and then you have to you end up getting abilities from the other gods of Olympus, and they either upgrade your, I think it's like your attack, your dash, your special.
Seems like God of War.
Yeah, but it's like God of War, like on repeat almost. So that's what I kind of thought was like cool about it, though. I haven't made it past. I think it's the Minotaur and Theseus. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's Theseus. It might not be. I don't know. But there's like a double battle, and that's like on the third. After the first 2 big bosses, the third boss is a double battle, and I keep dying on that. I've almost gotten past it like once, but I've made it up there like 4 times. So, but that's been a lot of fun to me, and I end up using, I think, the Bident a lot because it has like a really good reach, and it has.
Did you say the Biden?
No,
the President Biden.
The Bident, because it has 2 prongs.
Oh, gotcha. Instead of the trident.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his face uses the trident? Poseidon. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, your main weapon is like a sword. The second one you can unlock is like a bow, then the Bident, then there's like a shield that I've never really used. The next weapon that I could unlock if I had enough keys for it is gauntlets, and then the final weapon I haven't seen what that looks like yet, and I probably won't unless I unlock the gauntlets yet. But yeah, I just like the reach.
Cool.
So there was that. What else have I been? Fuck my ass. What else? I think that's it for video games that I've been playing. I haven't touched Dragon Quest in a hot minute. I haven't touched Sun and Moon in a hot minute either. I finally finished all 16 badges on the Pokeathon game that we were playing.
Because we're technically not done.
Yeah, I made it right at. I think I got all 16 and made it back to the Elite Four right at 24 hours and 6 minutes. Yeah, well, I think you looked it up, and they said that technically the last obstacle for the game would be to take on Red, who's at the top of Mount Silver, and you're not allowed to go there till after you collect all 16 badges and you've talked to Professor Oak. But in the remake, Soul Silver and Heart Gold, the Elite Four actually gets stronger because Red has all level 70 Pokemon. And
you just said it was level 70 Pikachu. And
no,
the rest are level 50.
No, that is not what I said. The Pikachu is level 85 and the rest is high 70s. If I remember his team correctly, he has that level 85 Pikachu. Then he has an Espeon. He has all 3 starters from the original game, which brings him up to 5. And then I think
he has a Mewtwo.
No, not Mewtwo. I think he has a Pidgeot. Just like Blue has also. That was Blue's like strongest Pokemon. I was kind of expecting Blue to have like an evolution or just Eevee, just high leveled, but he did not.
Okay.
But so there was that. So those are all the games that I've been playing. I have been watching a shitload of animes on Netflix. Season 4 of Castlevania came out. And I binge watched all of it, and it did not disappoint.
You son of a bitch!
You
cannot fucking tell me. I'll kill you.
You'll kill me.
This podcast is over.
Why? This is first of all, this is my show.
I don't care. I told you that I was going to rewatch season 1 and watch all the way through season 2 and 3, so that when season 4 came out, we could watch it together. And you already watched it.
No.
It's over. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I've been talking about it to you and Brian a bunch of times.
Move on. I'm the one that told you it was coming out. Move on.
First of all,
move on to the next one. Move on. You didn't know about it. You didn't know about it. I told people about it yesterday in the Twitch stream that they were like, man, season 3 ended in a cliffhanger. I can't believe it's over. And I was like, season 4 comes out tomorrow. And then they were like, what?
Oh, so awesome.
So yeah, I told you about it. Move on.
Crazy. Anyways, then I also I had not heard about it.
This isn't a bit, by the way. I'm actually pissed at you. Move on.
I don't care. Anyways, I had heard, I think, a bunch of times, but I had not really like pieced it together or ever checked it out. But when I used to play League, I think I remember people talking to me about like Dota and Dota 2 because like Dota came out before League of Legends, so they called League basically a Dota clone. And obviously seeing gameplay of it now, I can obviously clearly see that League did copy like stuff from it. Obviously, Heroes of the Storm is also the same thing. But Dota has its own Netflix original anime, and I wanted to say the animation was close to the Castlevania series, but I actually feel like it's a little more like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I feel like it's closer to that animation, just with more like obviously fighting and gore that Avatar: The Last Airbender didn't have, and that the story in it is based off of Dota 2, which I know nothing about, but I don't know. I watched that, finished it up this morning. Also, that was pretty sweet. Left a nice little cliffhanger to see what else happens there. But I mean, if you're a Dota fan, you didn't know about that, definitely check it out. And I think that was everything. Oh, no. Also, there was a new show called Jupiter's Legacy, I think. Something like that on Netflix. It's a Netflix original about heroes. And I remember like Junior and I watched the trailer right after we finished watching, I think, season 3 of Castlevania when Junior was rewatching it. And then like
rewatching and watching season 3 for the first time because I'd never seen it.
Yeah. And like we just watched it, all of it, and then like I think both of us kind of agreed that like one of the fighting sequences that was in the trailer kind of looked a little cheesy. We made a couple comparisons between some of the heroes / villains and what they look like. The villain you see in the trailer looks like kind of like just a dark side copy, but it looked a little bit cheesy. But I checked out the show. There's 8 episodes. It was actually pretty good. I think I mentioned it to you yesterday, how I did think that sometimes some of the flying or some fighting sequences, when you don't have such like a high budget with some of the technology that we can do, obviously that movies like the Avengers had, that some of the stuff does end up kind of looking kind of cheesy. So I think you end up needing to pay more attention on like the story and the acting of it. But I don't know. I really liked it. I liked the storytelling aspect of it, everything that was going on, the differences that were happening and stuff like that. So it was pretty sweet. I would check it out if you have the time and you want something to watch and you're into kind of like the hero stuff. It was pretty sweet. It posed a lot of questions that sometimes kind of get asked in certain hero stuff, but don't really get explored. So it was pretty cool to see. And I think that's about it for what I've been watching and doing. What about you, Junior? What have you been up to? What have you been watching and playing?
Well, I was going to talk about how season 4 of Castlevania was going to come out, and I was excited to watch it together, but apparently you already did that without me. So
yes,
stupid bitch.
Yes.
You do this all the time. You know that. You do this all the time. You watch shows without me that either we're both interested in or we've both said we're going to watch this together. Just like you did with Zeus's Blood.
I thought you said you were done with this.
Not going to watch this. No, that show doesn't look like it's something that I might like. Come back down. Dude, I watched all 8 episodes of Zeus's Blood. It was awesome. Awesome, Tito. Something that I said I wanted to watch and you said you had no interest in. And then you come down and go, the best show. It was awesome. So cool.
Well, I told you I had no interest in it, and then I watched it on my own. There was no indication that I wouldn't be able to.
Well, if you had no interest in it, I had no reason to believe that you were going to watch it. When if I go, I have no interest in something, then why would I watch it?
No, but why wouldn't you just watch it? Why does it bother you that I watched it if I told you I didn't think I was going to watch it?
No. Because I was going to watch it.
You still can.
No, I can't. It's over for me. No, it's over for me. Because I said I wanted to watch it. Then I thought maybe you might. So then I thought maybe we could do it together. But then
we
when
have
you
so many shows that we've watched together.
I don't fucking care. We live together. We have time to watch shit together.
Oh, sometimes
and here it is. This is why I'm the better brother.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last episode or not, but I platinumed It Takes Two. Which, well, technically,
you might have.
We platinumed It Takes Two. Me and Megan, not me and Tito.
Yeah,
because you and I could never work together in a game to fucking platinum.
We have No, because you're an asshole.
No,
I was about to say we've definitely played games together, but then
No,
we were going to, play Dark Souls 3 together, and then you're a piece of shit and played it without
now
me.
who's bringing up old shit?
Oh, well, if you could do it, I could do it too.
Yeah, except for the thing I'm bringing up.
Yeah, except that you're
like
an asshole,
8
and you
months
did it
ago.
first. Yeah, but you did it first.
No, we
you
did
it
play
first.
together.
You did it first.
We did play
You
together.
played it without me and got leaps and bounds ahead of me.
And
then
excuse me,
you stopped playing with me.
Where are you on Demon Souls right now, Tito? Boom, thank you. That's it.
Demon
Moving
Souls,
on,
I already
my
beat
turn.
it. I already beat it before.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
and
it does.
I've never
Yes,
beaten it before.
Okay, that's on you. That's not on me.
It is on you. You gave it back to your friend, you piece of shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gave a game back that didn't belong to me.
I'm sorry. Have you let your friends borrow my games without telling me? Yes, you have.
I did that
Boom,
once.
thank you.
And you weren't even playing it
Boom,
anymore.
Thank you. Boom, thank you. Did your friend already beat the game? Probably. And then you're like, hey, can I get that game back? He took it back and he had already beaten the game. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you for
you had
proving my
never
point.
noticed it was even gone.
Thank you for proving my point.
No,
I'm
I
the better
didn't.
brother. So far, I'm still the better brother.
No, you're just an asshole.
I'm still the better brother. So
And a big
far.
old baby.
I'm still the better brother. That's why you're bringing up shit. When it's my turn to talk and you're talking.
You're
I'm still
doing
the
the
better
same
brother.
thing.
Thank you so much. I'm still the better brother. All right. So I'm still the better brother. I watched Bad Boys, not the Martin Lawrence and Will Smith movie. There's an original Bad Boys from 1983 with Sean Penn. It is a youth prison movie, and it was pretty good.
So not a remake.
It was pretty good. Not a remake to what?
So like Bad Boys wasn't a remake then.
No.
This is just a movie that was also titled Bad Boys.
Yes. And it's about bad boys. Boys that are bad. Not what the other movie was. Anyway, that movie was good. If you want to check it out, I believe it's on something. On Hulu or Amazon. It might have been on Amazon. But
Streaming
it was good.
services.
I've been watching a lot of Ink Master, despite the fact that I have 0 tattoos.
Really? I
Yeah.
find that super strange. Why?
Well,
what made
Megan's
you-
watching it.
Oh, I
and
was
sit
like,
down
why
and
are
watch
you
it with her.
watching it?
It's still cool. I mean, it's art. I like art. So, and I love the stupid. I mean, it's reality TV, so I love the fucking fighting and shit that happens. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And here's why I'm the better brother. Yesterday, Tito came down, and I was watching season 3 of DuckTales, the remake on Disney Plus. To which Tito said, "Oh, dude, I didn't know there was a season 3." And then I was on episode 22 of 25 episodes, and I could have just finished it while he was sitting down there. But instead, I went all the way back to episode 1 and started rewatching it with Tito.
Okay, so are you saying that I have agreed not to rewatch Castlevania season 4 with
No.
you?
I'm not going to watch it with you because
So you were about to finish a show without me that you knew that I had watched, and so you're trying to say that just because you restarted watching it with me, that made you a better brother? You didn't care about starting it without me when I was at work. That just makes you just as bad as me.
No, it doesn't.
I could easily just be like, yeah, I'll watch the whole series with you again, and it doesn't change anything.
No, that doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because here's why.
Why?
Because when DuckTales first started, I'm the one that discovered it, so I started watching it. I then told you about it, and then you started watching it.
And I had already watched Castlevania on my own.
No, when Castlevania started, we watched it together. We watched the first season together. The second season,
and
I
the
didn't
third
know.
season, you
No.
didn't watch. I kept
no,
up with it. It was a show that I liked.
No, the second season, I didn't know that it came out. So when you said that you had already watched it, that was it. That was the end of it. I could have been like, yo, what the hell? Why didn't you tell me we could have watched it together? You watched it, that's fine. Third season, I didn't finish the second season, so I didn't watch the third season. Also, I didn't even know the third season was out until after you told me the third season was out. But when I found out about the fourth season, because I'm the one that found out, and I told you about it, I, in the car, said, I'm going to rewatch all 3 of them so that I'm ready for when season 4 comes out so that we can watch it. It came out at like midnight or whenever the fuck it came out.
It did not come out at midnight.
Watched it without me. I didn't know that season 3 of DuckTales was coming out. I just happen to check every once in a while because they've only had 2 seasons for the longest time. I happened to check and I saw that season 3 was there. So I started to watch it. By the time you found out about it, I was almost done. But I started it all the way back over so that guess what? When it ends, we will be watching the ending together because I don't know what happens in episodes 23 through 25. Can you say the same about season 4? Did you leave the last episode so we could watch that one together? No, you've seen the whole thing. And I don't want to watch it with you because you have a tendency of saying, oh, dude, wait till this part's really cool. And I don't want to fucking hear it. I just want to experience it by myself for the first time without anybody telling me about something cool that's coming up.
Let the record show that if I hadn't come downstairs to see Junior watching DuckTales, he would have finished the show without me and not given a single shit. And also let the record show that I wouldn't have been angry the way he is now.
Let the record show that that's correct. I would have watched the show.
Exactly.
No. Again, I was the one that discovered. When's the last time you went on Netflix and went to DuckTales and sit and try to see if there was a season 3?
You mean Disney Plus?
Yes.
I stopped doing that a while ago because how long has it been since season 2 ended? It's been like probably over a year now.
I'm pretty sure that every single time that a new season's come out, I've been like, oh, there's a new season of this that's out now. Like, I'm the one that keeps up with it.
Yeah, you have more time to do that than I do.
What? More Tito, you act like it takes an hour to hit Disney Plus on your phone and then hit DuckTales and then hit seasons. Does it take an hour? I'm pretty sure it takes less than 30 seconds, which means that time's not a factor.
I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm too busy either watching or playing exactly what I want to do.
It's okay. So then you don't want to watch DuckTales. You just said you only watch and play what you have time to do.
Yeah, what I hear about.
Exactly. So then you wouldn't known about DuckTales if I hadn't have told you, which means it's not a show that you are that interested in. Otherwise, you would seek it out.
It was hilarious. It was a good show. Yeah, but you're using it as a comparison, though.
Comparison to what?
To Castlevania.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. I was interested in Castlevania. You are not. So you just helped me prove my point.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. How are you saying I'm not? Now you're saying I'm not interested in Castlevania.
No, that's the complete opposite. I'm saying you were interested in Castlevania, but I was also interested in Castlevania, so I was upset that we didn't watch it together. You are not as interested in DuckTales as I am. If it's on, you'll watch it. And also, now that you know, you will probably watch it.
It's not that, if it's on and I'll watch it, it's something like that 70s show or The Big Bang Theory. Like, I'm not going to sit and rewatch from episode 1 all the way to the ending.
But you basically proved my point. You just said that I'm comparing to and the shows are not equal in your eyes, which means you did not seek out DuckTales. I did. I, however, knew that season 4 was coming out today. As in yesterday, I said, it comes out tomorrow. Again, reiterating that I was excited about it. And you said, yes, I know. So you knew that I wanted to watch it, and you went ahead and watched it without me.
You also knew
that is a dick move.
You also knew that we all used to be checking to see if a new season of DuckTales 3 or like season 3 of DuckTales was coming out.
We were always checking.
After season 2 originally ended, for the first few months, everyone was checking, or I would even ask, is there a new episode? Because you used to check all the time as well.
Yeah, I used to check all the time because I was
and then
the one that
was
invested
and then it took a while, and I didn't know when another season was coming out. They always said that there was going to be, but I didn't hear about it. I just
happened to check, and I found it, so I watched it. That's it.
Without me,
you weren't looking to watch it anymore. Like you just stated, you only have time to play and watch what you're interested in. You said that, your words, not mine. You were not looking for this. I was.
It was not on my radar anymore. That doesn't mean I wasn't going to watch it when it finally came out.
This guy. Now you're just changing your words.
No.
That's not what you said.
No.
Yes.
No.
We can play it back, Tito. That's the beauty of recording this. I can play it back for you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Check tape, baby. I can check tape, and I'll tell you that you didn't say anything about being interested in it.
Yeah, and you never said we had to watch season 4 together. You're just saying that now. You didn't say, I'll rewatch it all so we can watch it together. That's not what you said. You said you were doing it in preparation for season 4. That's it. That doesn't mean that we had to watch it together.
I had not seen season 3.
That's fine. And I decided to rewatch it with you.
So did we
but that does not mean that we have to rewatch season 4 together.
It's not the same as Hunter x Hunter. I will watch that with or without you in the room. The only person I have to make sure is there is Megan.
Yeah, because you guys haven't seen the show. It's new for you every single time.
So
yeah.
I don't care if you go, dude, you watch this episode without me? Yeah, because guess what? I already have to wait for one person.
I've seen the show like 3 times.
So, case in point, this was new for the both of us. I rewatched the first season, half of the second that I'd seen, finished the second, and then watched all of season 3 before. It's not like I was like, I'll eventually finish it, and if season 4 is already out, I wasn't like, you got to wait until I finish this. I finished almost a week before season 4 came out. So you knew that I wanted to watch it. So you didn't think maybe we should watch this together? No, you didn't care.
No, I didn't care. I wanted to watch it because it's a show that I really like. It's a show that I've been really waiting for.
Okay, well.
Yes.
From now on, I will just not think of you.
Okay, period. That's fine. Like I said, you're the one that's upset about this, not me.
Well, then how come you're trying to prove that you're not a bad brother then?
No, you're trying to make, because there's a difference between trying to prove that I'm not a bad brother and you just overreacting over a show.
Well, if it doesn't matter to you, then you should have just let me have my rant.
No. I just said there's a difference between not being a bad brother.
Check tape.
No,
Check tape. Tito's a dumbass.
Moving
on,
you
people.
Just
all
saying,
right, here we go.
Look how big a baby he is, everybody.
Abby's better than fucking Ellie.
When
Moving
he doesn't
on.
want to talk about anything, this is what he does.
All right, guys. So the reason I brought up DuckTales is because this week we're talking about remakes of old TV shows, mainly TV shows that we watched growing up. So DuckTales is obviously one of them. Great show from the late 80s and early 90s, as well as a movie that came out in the 90s, which we've watched dozens of times. Animaniacs, that's like brand new again. That started when? Like a couple months ago? They finally like rebooted it on Hulu?
Not a couple months ago, but a while ago, yeah. It got... I don't know if it just...
Not a couple months ago, but a while ago. Okay. All right, so a couple months ago. Thanks.
No,
not giving me any sort of time here. You're not helping.
2 months ago would be... we're in May, so 2 months ago would be March. It did not come out in March. It came out like last year.
Okay, so then say that. So why are you saying a while ago?
Well, a while ago is different from 2 months. 2 months is an exact time. It didn't come out in March.
Yeah, but I didn't say
now
2 months.
You're just trying to fight with me on everything.
I said a couple.
Which is 2.
Okay.
Everyone know. A couple is 2 and a few is 3.
Okay. No one says that.
Yes.
No one says that. But you still didn't give me a time. High School Musical, the series. Do you see that, guys? He's flicking you guys off. He's flicking off the camera. He didn't turn it at me.
When he sees
so he's flicking off the camera.
Just for Junior when he sees it.
I'm not going to see it. I'm making you edit this one. So you just flicked yourself off. All right. High School Musical, the series. That's on Disney Plus.
The series? So like as like a TV show now instead of just the movies that they did?
Yeah, that's what series means. Just like a couple means 2. All right.
It does.
iCarly is getting rebooted.
Yeah.
Not. I don't care about that, but
I mean, I do. I love
just
Spencer.
know that it's coming. And then Darkwing Duck, which got hinted at in the DuckTales reboot that's happening.
That made it seem like there was just going to be like a future iteration in like the show, but you said you heard in a podcast that
No. And you haven't gotten to that episode yet.
No, well, you talked about Seth Rogen though.
Yes, but you haven't gotten to that episode in season 3. There in season 2, there was that episode that had Darkwing Duck in it, which then made me think like, oh man, I hope this happens. But in season 3, there's like a 2-part episode that kind of sets it up for that. But yes,
but we
Seth
talking
Rogen
more about the
talked
remix,
about how he's he's working with Disney on a Darkwing Duck reboot, which that was my fucking shit when I was a kid. I definitely dressed up as Darkwing Duck on multiple Halloweens. I almost said Christmases. On multiple Halloweens.
On multiple Christmases.
On multiple Christmases, I was Darkwing Duck. My parents cannot get me out of the fucking costume. And then...
what would you do if they made it like live action?
I mean, they're not going to.
Would that be weird?
I'm not going to watch that.
What if it was just Howard the Duck?
I'm not watching
it. But Darkwing.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not watching it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not watching it. If they made anything like that live action, I'm not going to watch it. If they decided that they're going to reboot the fucking Mighty Ducks, the animated show, which had nothing to do with the Mighty Ducks movies, and they're like, we're making it live action, I'm not watching it. I'm not going to fucking watch it. I will break my TV.
What about 3D animation?
Yeah, that's fine.
That'd be fine? Okay.
Yeah. But as long as it's animated, that's fine. And then Saved by the Bell recently got that reboot on Peacock, the NBC channel that came out.
Don't they have like the old characters like making appearances?
I think no. I think they're like characters. They're either teachers or parents of some of the kids.
Oh,
in the school.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really like watched any of it. I just know that there's a reboot.
I mean, Saved by the Bell. We did. I mean, I definitely do remember that watching that in the mornings sometimes, but I don't
watch that.
I don't think it was really something that was like, oh, we watched this show religiously. Like
No.
it wasn't like that.
And it was only reruns that we were watching.
Well, yeah.
Even at the time. When we were
I mean, it's the
watching
same
this,
thing with the
they
Fresh
were
Prince, but the
reruns.
Fresh Prince was way more important to us.
Yeah. God damn. I almost pulled my fucking headphones out of my ear. But what about any of those? You know which one I really wish that they would remake is Gargoyles.
Oh, did you ever end up finishing that? I know
I
you were
haven't
watching
finished
that.
it yet. But I did make it all the way to like season 3. That show's awesome. Yeah, I mean, well, you said you're excited about iCarly. I'm excited about the Darkwing Duck and obviously DuckTales. But I think this season is it. I'm not sure if they're
for
any
DuckTales,
more.
like they're just gonna do a final, like this is the final one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't finished the season yet because I started rewatching it with you. But
Well, don't they? They usually say that though, or not? Like if you, I don't know when you're like when you get like a trailer for it, they usually drop and they'll say like third and final season or whatever.
yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see here.
Do you think?
Yeah, I don't care about the High School Musical one either.
Yeah, that's just weird.
And I don't really care about the Saved by the Bell one.
Yeah. Also, didn't
Basically
Screech,
just
Screech,
DuckTales and Darkwing
Screech
Duck.
passed away too?
Yeah, just recently. Dustin Diamond.
Uh,
What a name, by the way.
Dustin Diamond.
Good alliteration. Peter Parker.
Do you think they'll do a remake of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers?
I mean, I hope. Chip and Dale and Tailspin. Again, both things that got hinted at in the show.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that Jason Mantzoukas is the voice of Steelbeak is gold. Is gold, I tell you.
That man, there's something about his voice that will always make
undeniable.
Will always make me laugh. And that kind of like loud persona of his was off of I don't think I remember him in anything else besides or like his before. I didn't mean besides.
Gribble Grabble.
Because before Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I don't really remember him. Because then he's also in the Hormone Monster show. I immediately forgot what it is. Big Mouth.
Yeah.
He's also in Big Mouth as one of the characters there. And then he was literally best episode when he guest starred on Harmon's Quest.
Yeah.
And now he's Steelbeak and he's in Invincible.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Hilarious. He's like the chick that plays Louise from Bob's Burgers. That's they're like the counterparts. Like whenever they voice an actor, they're amazing. That character ends up being the best.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of Seth Rogen, he's also in Invincible. He plays that alien
Alan the alien.
Yeah. The one that comes to test Invincible.
You get to see more of him later, so I'm actually pretty excited for that because it's kind of cool to know that Seth Rogen will play a prominent figure as one of the characters in that show. It's just cool to know that he's doing that.
I don't remember there wasn't powers.
He just was flying and he had super strength.
Yeah.
And then he
I think talks to you through your mind.
Yeah,
obviously.
telepath. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping to see that he turns out to be like some huge badass or something. If he's like the tester or whatever.
Yeah. His character's pretty cool.
What about Animaniacs? Have you seen?
I saw a couple. So like, I saw a couple of the first episodes that they came out with.
I saw the first one maybe.
And they literally just went and were just making fun of like all the stuff that's going on because they've been gone for so long. Early on in the first episode, what's his face? Not Wacko and Dot. What's the older brother's name?
Jacko.
Yeah. Jacko takes like a tablet.
I may have just made that up. I'll look it up. Just keep talking.
Jacko takes like a tablet because some lady's like using it to look up a bunch of stuff. And, you know, he makes the joke is like, what? All the information in the world on one easy to swallow tablet? And then he like, you know, drinks some water and swallows whole like an electronic tablet. And then like just knows like everything. And so they just go in on making fun of like stuff going on in the world. But I only watched the first couple episodes. And it's nothing like what it kind of like used to be though, because the original like Animaniacs, they had all those other shorts like in them as well. Because you had
the Brain.
You had Pinky and the Brain, which I think they still did like a little bit on, but obviously not as much as like they used to. But like Pinky and the Brain,
it's Yakko with a Y.
Oh, Yakko, yeah,
not
Yakko,
Jacko,
Wacko, and
Yakko.
Dot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had that. Then they had those shorts with like the kid and what was it like the kid and the dog? Then it was like the three pigeons. And then I think there was one other one
too. Oh, the stool pigeons.
Yeah, the stool pigeons.
Yeah.
And then there was one with like a doctor and an extremely hot nurse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was all of that they...
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode. Yeah. I mean, I definitely watched... Animaniacs was like, if you catch it, you watch it, but that wasn't one that I was like, I need to be watching this. Like,
no, especially not for the Warner Brothers.
And DuckTales were like my fucking jams. Like, even... Quack Pack, which I didn't even know about till Disney Plus, but like I remember watching Goof Troop, but even Goof Troop wasn't like my shit. It was DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. Those were my two favorites of the cartoons from like the early 90s and stuff. We even had like a few like DVDs that were like collections of like 3 episodes.
And you said Quack Pack was just Donald and his nephews?
Yeah, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because like DuckTales, literally you just added, you know, Scrooge and Webby.
See, but I wouldn't say you added because in DuckTales, it's like gets rid of Donald. Like Donald is like not that big of a character.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Uncle Scrooge, the 3 boys, and Webby.
Yeah, I guess I forget that Donald Duck is not in that DuckTales movie that we love so much.
Yeah.
And the genie of Kali Baba.
Yeah, it just
and Launchpad. Can't forget Launchpad.
It just surrounds around them.
Launchpad, look what you've done to these ruins. Well, could have been worse. Could have been something new.
But also Launchpad is in Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, I think he's like his driver.
Yeah. So like he ends up as the driver for Scrooge
dangerous.
And the driver for Canard.
Isn't that also what the name of the Mighty Duck that like
maybe
dies at the
name's
beginning?
Not Canard.
It's not Canard?
No. I'm saying maybe the Darkwing Duck's name's not Canard.
Maybe it's Bernard?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just remember he sits in a chair and then like pushes a button.
All I know is let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty exciting. Any other remakes you know that are on the rise?
I don't think, not necessarily remakes, but like maybe like there's like we talked about Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. They hinted towards that. That'd be cool if they rebooted that too, because I like that.
I know The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is getting like a remake for the Switch, which I'm kind of excited for because it was like a Wii exclusive.
I mean, I was mostly talking about TV shows. I was talking about video games.
Well,
video games get remade all the time.
That is true.
Oh, I guess TV shows get remade all the time too. But also like spin-offs. Like,
can you think of any like bad remakes that have happened? Off the cuff?
Of TV shows?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because I guarantee there was probably some. Because that happens all the time where we watch like a movie and, well, at least for me, and you're just like, yeah, that's actually a remake. And I'm like, what? There's a remake?
I mean, I think there was stuff that was like a movie first and then got turned into a TV show, or vice versa. Was a TV show and got turned into a movie.
Would you call those true remakes though? Like if it was like an old movie and then it got turned into a TV show? Or do you think like a true remake
I
is
guess
more
that
like...
would be, I don't know. I guess like there's a difference between a reboot and a remake.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a remake is you're literally remaking the movie.
Yeah.
And you're just updating it. Same story, just getting remade.
So would you say Saved by the Bell is then? Because like you said, like that's more of like a continuation. You could almost call that like season whatever.
I guess it could almost be like a spin-off show.
Yeah. But
that's true.
But is it a spin-off if they're still using all the same characters just with added ones now?
Well, sometimes in a spin-off, it's one character that leaves and goes to another, like Sam and Cat. Sam and Cat is a spin-off.
Yes, 100%.
They took two characters from two different Nickelodeon TV shows and pulled them onto another TV show.
Here's one. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Originally a movie, and then was that show with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Mm-hmm. So is that...
And then that became there was another spin-off of that. Angel.
Yes, which people really like that show, actually.
Yeah.
But so would you say... So Angel's 100% a spin-off. No disagreement there. But so is the show a reboot or a remake?
I would say it's a reboot.
Okay.
Because the movie was from like the 80s, and the TV show was from the 90s, like the late 90s.
Good show. I like that show.
Yeah, I liked it too. Seth Green was on that show. He
was
a werewolf.
He was a werewolf. What else? Willow, the girl from American Pie.
Allison Hannigan.
Yeah, that's her. She was on that too.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also, there was another girl on there. The
Cordelia.
What?
Cordelia,
yeah, but like she wasn't. No, the other big name was the other Slayer that comes in, and then she's like an anti-hero.
Elise Dushku, the girl from Bring It On.
Bring It On, yeah, and the new guy.
Yes,
she's in it too.
Yeah, that would be a reboot. Just like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Just like how, well, we talked about this already, how they rebooted in that I would call it a remake though. I wouldn't call it a reboot. They did Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
Lethal Weapon is a reboot, as a remake. It's a remake because they're young again and they met for the first time in season 1. And
so that
they
one
weren't already partners.
That one I can see. So what would you say is the main difference between a reboot and a remake?
I just told you. A remake is when they literally, like, they make the movie, like, let's say the movie that was made in the 80s, and they make it again in 2000, and it's the same exact movie, just updated.
Just updated, different, like, same characters, maybe different actors, but it's like the same exact thing, so there's no, like, big deviations.
Right, there's no big deviations in the story.
Okay.
And then a reboot is where they're like, all right, it's going to be the same characters. We're using the blueprints, but we're using the same ingredients, but we're making a different salad or a different.
Okay.
Food,
so I got one for you that might trick you for a hot minute. What's the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he goes to Mars?
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Is the one with Colin Farrell a reboot or a remake? Because they don't even talk about Mars. In that one, it's like an elevator that goes through like the center of the earth, and you're traveling from like London, I think.
It's Australia.
Yeah, Australia to London.
Place, yeah.
So what about that?
So that is a remake.
Okay.
Like that one doesn't stump me because they basically the main plot was the same thing. The deviation is not that huge.
I mean, it kind of is. They had there was mutants in the Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're on a whole nother planet, and they even talk about aliens that had originally set up a...
There's still the 3-nippled girl in the fucking... There's still a 3-tittied girl in the Total Recall remake.
Oh, but that's like I feel like that's just like a tip your hat.
Yeah, it is, but at the same
not
time,
like
that's talking a mutant thing. How many fucking girls do you know with 3 boobs?
I unfortunately know none except for the girl from what was it? The movie
real
with
girl.
The movie with Dane Cook where good luck, Chuck. What I am apparently.
Is that the movie based on your life?
Yeah, I hate myself.
See, that's a remake.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I don't think I've seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, but
Really?
I know that it was a remake.
Well, I mean, obviously, like to the extent of like what a remake is supposed to be, yeah, it would. But like you said, a reboot is completely different. That's why I'm saying, like the one with Colin Farrell, hugely deviates from what happened in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You get a lot of
the plot stays almost the same. Again, the differences would be the elevator that moves to the center of the earth, and he's not going to like Mars on vacation or whatever. But like the main story stays central. Again, I haven't seen the original, but I know based on what I've read that the movies are pretty close. Like if you change the color of the car, you're not going to be like, oh, they changed it. This is not a remake. It's a reboot. No, the story's the same.
I mean, that's a color differentiation
like
from
RoboCop,
traveling to another planet is kind of a little different.
RoboCop remake.
Yes.
So, see, some people would say that a reboot is like they're restarting the franchise, which I guess a remake can be a reboot, but not all reboots are remakes.
Okay, I like that. I do like that. That's yes. Okay, yeah. Let's go with that. I like that. That's good. That rounds it out pretty well.
All right.
Let us know if you guys agree or disagree with us.
Maybe we're fucking idiots.
Yeah. Or give us your own take on it, or talk to us about any remakes or reboots that you guys know about. But no, I like that. I like that at the end.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I like it like that.
I don't remember what I said. What did I say? A reboot can be a remake?
It's like.
But a remake can be a reboot?
I don't know.
I already fucked it up.
Maybe it's just because I kind of like math and I like the whole idea of like when you're learning about squares and rectangles.
Fallacies?
What?
About fallacies.
Yeah. Yeah. A rectangle can be a square, but a square can't be a rectangle.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Stuff.
Yeah. So a remake can be a reboot, but not all reboots are remakes.
Yes.
All right.
Good.
Here we go.
Good.
Okay, well, one last one. This one. The Power Rangers. The Power Rangers is a reboot, the new one, not a remake.
Yes, because it's also about the original show though too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it shows you like Zordon and everything, which was Bryan Cranston, by the way. It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a remake because it didn't like copy anything. It was a reboot.
Yeah.
It was like a good way to restart the franchise.
That's like what
even
they're
if it
doing
crashed.
with Blade too, right? With
holy ballsack. Yeah. Have you seen the picture yet?
With Mahershala Ali? Yeah.
As Blade?
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
It looks awesome.
All right. Anyway, moving on to the final 2 segments.
Moving on.
I don't even know where we're at in time here.
We're doing all right.
All right. Tito's movie review. This is a part of the show where I ask Tito to review a movie and I tell him nothing about it, and he just watches it and then he tells me his opinion on it. So Tito, last week I told you to watch 1992's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, when I said Dracula, you knew what it was going to be about, but
yes, it was really cool. I liked it a lot. I liked how it started from because some Dracula movies don't come and talk to you about how he like some of the lore starts that he was Vlad the Impaler originally before he became Dracula. So it was really cool to see that aspect of it first, and then everything that leads up to where he's at and where the story's based. Because Keanu Reeves was in it. Yeah, so was Anthony Hopkins.
What about all the big names in it?
Anthony Hopkins,
Gary Oldman,
Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. It was really cool. I liked a lot of like the action sequence. His like big vampire form that you got to see at one point. Yeah, that was really weird. His big vampire form was like it looked a little too much like a werewolf at one point, like with just a pig snout, which was a little weird. Kind of reminded me of what Mobius looks like from whenever the hell that movie's supposed to come
Morbius?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I guess, yeah, I mean, if you look at bats, like they do kind of have like tiny little pig snouts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically they're bat snouts, but so, no, but it was really cool. Yeah. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked everything that they did with it. And you also told me that the way it starts is the same way that the Nosferatu movie starts.
Yeah, like the kind of premise is kind of similar
a tax accountant or lawyer or something shows up
Mm-hmm.
and meets him. Although you told me, and I mean, yeah, when you meet Count Dracula for the first time, yeah, sometimes it's kind of funny to be like, you see him and you just assume that there's nothing weird about him. Long fingernails, long fingers,
completely white.
Yeah,
like completely white.
Like he
looks dead.
The giant gown that he's just wearing and how he just kind of glides on the floor.
Oh, don't comment on his fashion now. That's just the fashion for the day. Remember, the movie was made in '92, but it was set like the fucking 1100s or some shit.
Was it that early?
I don't know.
It wasn't that early because they had cars, I think.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Stagecoaches.
Okay, maybe not cars yet. They weren't in the automobile area yet, or era, not area.
Areola.
Well, they had. I don't remember. I don't know. But no, yeah, it was really cool. I liked everything they did with it. Ending was pretty good, wholesome. I give it, like, for its time, I'll give it an 8.5. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it. There's pops of it that and again, like, I'm pretty sure it has like a pretty decent like cult following.
At this point, whenever you say something, I go, "There's Funko Pops of that."
Yeah, there's Funko Pops.
Are you even surprised anymore?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
But actually, these are new. They came out in like 2020. Yeah, they're like all brand new.
Oh, okay.
Just like I told you that there was ones for Castlevania.
Yeah, but those ones I remember. I think you showed me. I think when you showed me the Alucard one, I could like immediately see inside the box that his sword was bent, and I was like, I don't want that.
All right. So this was rated 7.4 on IMDb.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I think that you give the rating based on how much you liked it or disliked it. And
I mean, isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
Well, like, yes, but like also like, well, again, because these people also like, well, most of the time, some people just go like, I hate Anthony Hopkins, 0, and then you're like, I don't think anybody said that, right? But you know, they just go like, I hate this actor, automatically can't be better than a 5, and it's like you're an idiot. You're not looking at the entire scope. You're just like, I'm focused on this one thing I hated, and now the movie sucks forever.
Oh,
so I mean, I'm sure some of these people like look at all the other stuff and then go like, yeah, this was good. Like I could be like, yeah, I thought the movie was good, but I could see where like 7.4 just based on the things that you said, because like the technical aspects of it weren't perfect. You have to remember, people still grade movies that have come out 10, 20 years ago, because all IMDb is you make an IMDb profile and then you can leave a review, and the rating is average or a mean of all the reviews that have come in.
Yeah. So
like this movie tomorrow could be an 8.0 if enough people went on there and voted that it was a 10. It could go from a 7.4 to an 8.0. Actually, that'd be interesting to see if I looked at a movie's rating right now, and then a year from now looked at it again and seen what the point had, where it moved on the, in the point systems in a year, how many people have changed it. But anyway, yeah, 7.4. Yeah, it's a good vampire movie. It's a good origin story for our Dracula. So if you haven't seen it, you should totally check it out.
It's on HBO Max.
Yep.
If it's working on your TV.
Yeah, that's the other thing. All right, Tito, for this week, I'm going to give you a movie called See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Yeah, see no evil, hear no evil. And don't worry about where you can find it, because I'll take care of that for you.
This is the one. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure I know about it. I'm just letting you know that.
No, you don't. It's not a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie? Okay. I was about to say, is this the one where
It's called See No Evil.
Oh, it's just called See No Evil? Because I was like, is that the one where the Undertaker plays the villain?
No, it's not the Undertaker.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's Kane.
Oh, Kane.
Remember?
I always get those two confused.
I use this in that game that we
Oh,
used.
yeah. I was about to say, like, I've heard of this before, and it's on the podcast. That's where I heard of it before.
Yes. It's not a horror movie.
Okay, cool.
All right. So finally, question of the week. So last week's question was, what's a game or movie you wish you could experience for the first time again? And
we both got some answers.
Yes, we did.
You got one from my buddy Sam.
Yes, from Sam Caldwell, which his Instagram name is S Caldwell, CALDWELL 76. And he said Inception, which was awesome. That's a good answer. Great answer, actually. I love that movie.
Isn't there an episode of Community where Troy just goes, I didn't get Inception?
Yeah,
he just starts breaking down and crying. To experience Inception for the first time again would be pretty cool. And just to experience the arguments that happen right afterward on whether or not they were in the dream sequence still or not at the end would be hilarious. But I had my buddy Brandon Mendez reach out on Instagram at bmendez, which is BMENDEZ 369. He told me a video game that he could experience again. He said there were so many, but he'd have to say Final Fantasy X. And he just said that it was so revolutionary at the time to have an HD JRPG with a voice acted cinematics, and its story is phenomenal. And I'd have to completely agree with him. Like, that game, as of right now, is probably still my favorite Final Fantasy that I've played. Even with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which has been like a bunch of fun for me. I can't wait for the expansion that's going to come out with it, with Yuffie and that other character. But yeah, no, Final Fantasy X was amazing. I loved everything about it. The level up system they had with the sphere grid. I loved that it kind of showed you up in the corner the order of how like battles are going to take place. So you could literally strategize every move you were going to make and like how much time you would have before, you would get to attacking. And especially during boss battles, that was an immense help. So, I 100% agree with him. So that was pretty sweet.
Cool.
So what's the new one for this week, bud?
Okay, so I know that we've kind of done this, or we talked about this with comics, where I did what is a comic that you would want to see like turned into a movie. What is an anime that you would want to see that you think could be done well? What's an anime that you would want to see turned into a live action movie?
That I think could be done well?
What's one that you want to see, but you're like, maybe it won't look good, but what's one that you're like, this one could actually look good and do well?
Oh, man, I don't...
Like we talked about, The Promised Neverland is going to be turned into a live action movie.
Yeah, and I did see some stuff like with that, and I mean, like that one has promise though, because again, there's a supernatural aspect to it, but the first season doesn't really touch base on a lot of it, so you can still hit like a lot of the like big moments in the show in a movie without really having to do a lot of crazy special effects.
Okay, I'll widen this since not everybody's an anime fan. What anime or cartoon do you want to see, or would you like to see turned into a live action movie?
You know one which would be pretty brutal? Goblin Slayer.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because if you think about it, when it comes to like the goblins, I mean, Lord of the Rings back in freaking early 2000s did a pretty good job with goblins.
Yep.
So if you just
Practical.
think of those.
Don't even need CGI for that,
man. Don't even need CGI for that.
Practical application.
Think of those. And like, they've done really good stuff with like magic and like movies that have followed. So
Harry Potter?
Yeah. And there's not even that much magic in
not Harry Potter.
No, in the series, like there's a couple spells here and there, but nothing too crazy. So it just ends up being a lot of action. So I think Goblin Slayer.
Not even that. Honestly, if magic just looked like Doctor Strange magic, where it was just like runes and then just something came out of it, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So
like,
I think that would do extremely well. I think that would
Goblin
be super
Slayers,
badass.
That's a good one. I love that fucking anime.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I want to watch it.
Season 2's coming out soon. So
yeah, I'm excited for that. That's a good answer, Tito. I think that anime, just based on what you said, like that would be a good one. Anything that has to do with like stuff that's like already been made, like you said in Lord of the Rings, goblins and like magic. We see magic and other stuff. That could totally work. And yeah, sword fighting. Hell yeah, I would totally watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. So make sure that you or first of all, thank you to Sam and to Brandon for commenting. There was a few other people that commented, but we gave some people that haven't commented before a chance to get a shout out. So keep commenting for your chance to get shout out on the next episode. But yeah, please keep all the comments coming, all the feedback. We love all that stuff. Tito, where can people find you?
You guys can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at BanditoTito93. Don't be afraid to at me or just DM me on Instagram or Twitter. Talk to me about the show. Talk to me about stuff you like. Talk to me about stuff you dislike. Talk to me about stuff that you guys want to hear or see on the show now that we're on YouTube and stuff. What about you, Junior? Where can they find you?
You guys can leave comments on the video. Obviously, this is going on YouTube. Also on pops.maniac on Instagram, as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. Also, if you guys subscribe to the show, we'd totally appreciate that. That totally helps get the word out, as well as rate and review us on wherever you're listening to us. If you're listening to us, we'd really appreciate that as well. But have a great week, guys.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening and watching. Bye.